what's up, guys? I'm Mike, and there is an upcoming horror movie that has been getting lauded at every single festival it's at. We just did a trailer breakdown for it a couple days ago, and it looks like the next Barbarian or Weapons, even though that one's not out yet, or Jordan Peele movie, or Longlegs, the next original, really well done horror movie. Critics so far, everyone who's seen it at every festival is just going bucknut crazy over. Trailer looks really good. It stars Dave Franco, it stars Allison Brie, and it's about this couple where one of them at least is very codependent and they're dealing with issues in their relationship. They go on a trip, and slowly, due to whatever unforeseen horror is going on there, their bodies seem to be being smushed together in a body horror fuckaroo. And the rest of the plot's very mysterious, which is what you want going into a movie. The movie looks really good, in my opinion. I'm very excited to see it. And then last night, we see this story come out that, hey, they're being sued for a bunch of money, an undisclosed amount of money for copyright infringement, that they stole the movie. These things happen all the time. So initially you see the headline and you're like, oh, well, that could be nothing. It could just be, hey, this song sounds like this, or the story is slightly similar. And like 6 months after the movie comes out, nobody really cares. It gets handled in court or whatever. But when you read the story, oh God, this could be bad. Let's put the pieces together, Steven. And by the way, I know the Superman trailer's coming out today. I can already smell your comments, and we are going live tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m. Eastern, we are live, going to react to it, talk about this and all the week's horror news. So make sure you're subscribed, have bell clicked on so you know we go live and we can talk about all this together. You can give us your opinion. Fuck yeah! So in this case, the people being sued are literally Dave Franco and Allison Brie, who are married. I did not know that. They're being sued for it. The director, Michael Shanks, is being sued for it. WME, who represents them, is being sued for it. And Neon, who just bought the film in February for $17 million, is being sued in this lawsuit. And they're being sued by the makers of a 2023 film called Better Half. It was a 2023 indie film that came out at Sundance. It's the typical lawyer speak at first, with the lawyer saying, my client's original work was stolen. The similarities between the two works are staggering and defy any innocent explanation. You go, okay, well, that just sounds like I look forward to being exonerated, Jim. But when you look further into it, it gets deeper, darker, and in the crack. The lawsuit states that Phelan's original screenplay was brought to the husband-wife creatives Dave Franco and Allison Brie in 2020 via WME, with an offer for both to star as the central couple. So that was what makes you go, things that make you go, They're saying that their movie has tons of similarities, which we'll get to in this, exactly what, and some of them are also fucking staggering. That specific movie's creators reached out to these two actors specifically and told them about the movie and gave them an open offer to both star in the film. That's a spicy meatball. The email read as such: producers have asked me to check in on bringing an offer to Dave Franco and simultaneously to his wife Allison Brie for the two leads in the film Better Half, a surreal satirical comedy about a man and a woman who have a one-night stand and wake up to see that they have become literally and physically attached. There could be possible spoilers for the movie coming up in this, some of the things they get to that weren't in the trailer. But ultimately, it's a story with a heart and will really hit depending on the chemistry of the two leads. And the response was, so to be clear, the offers for both Dave and Allison. And when they said yes, they said, well, Dave's going to pass, but thank you for thinking of him. The quality, specifically one of the picture frames that they use in this lawsuit to show that they were ripped off, is this picture right here. Because you can definitely see that one's very low budget, and then there's what they're doing with Neon, which looks, 1,000 times better, which again, doesn't matter if they fucking stole it. I'm just saying, quality wise, you can see the difference here for sure. And I don't know, it depends to me on the context of what's going on in that scene, really. Two characters being close to each other and looking down at the camera is not really that big of a revelation, for sure. However, it depends on how that scene is playing out. For sure. The lawsuit then alleges that the actor producers engaged in an intentional scheme to copy their film. And now here's where, now we haven't seen any of the film, but here's where it gets pretty sticky, even stickier than it was sticky before. These floors are sticky. I just came. It says the suit draws from direct scenes, moments of dialogue that prove to be a blatant ripoff. One example is their discussion of Plato's Symposium. Now, okay, that one you can get away with. It's like, man, we thought of the same idea for a movie, even though you sent us you offered us to be in it before. But then we thought of the same idea for a movie. But when you talk about people melding together, obviously Plato's Symposium comes up. And that is, it's sketchy a bit. But, it sucks just as much to be blamed for something that you didn't do, as much as for the person who got stolen from. So, you don't want either thing to happen. You want the right outcome. If they stole it, then bad. But, you know, if they didn't steal it, you don't want someone to have their name ruined because of some awkward-ass circumstances. This next one's a little tough, though. Another is that both Better Half and Together both share a final pivotal emotional scene. And again, this is where the sort of spoilers for the possible film comes up, in which the two main characters accept their fate and they put on a vinyl of the Spice Girls album Spice World. When two become one. And the song is called Two Become One. And it seems like they're saying here, at least the way I'm reading it, and you can see it for yourself, that both movies had the characters specifically go and grab a Spice Girls vinyl and play the same song. Maybe there's a world, like a really twisted world, where they both had that same idea?
I'll believe that when my ship turns purple and smells like rainbow sherbet.
Maybe. I guess you have to prove it, right? I don't know how that's going to work, but that one is, by God, that's rough. We're extending. And look, you really hate to hear it. Like, you really hate to hear it because, like, I was excited to watch this movie. I think if this turns out to be true, then it's really going to taint that whole experience for sure. And I don't know how that's going to work out. If people should even go see it if it turns out that this is true, because that's a real asshole move to do, to just steal someone's work. But we don't, allegedly, what do you guys think about all of this? This is fucking nuts. No one's commented on it yet. They watched it and it says that the producers sat through the Sundance screening in stunned silence, their worst nightmare unfolding as they came to believe that the film stole every unique virtual aspect of Better Half. That's rough. So what do you guys think about all this? In your opinion, is this like, oh yeah, they definitely fucking did it? Or do you think there's some sliver of hope that's not what happened? It says that they're suing for damages for actual and statutory damages, disgorgement of profits, injunctive relief to prevent further infringement, attorney's fees and costs, and pre- and post-judgment interest, totaling an amount to be proven through trial by jury. It's supposed to come out on August 1st. Yikes. In other news, which we will be talking about this as well tonight, Final Destination reactions are in for it. Not just the reactions, but the actual reviews are piling up on Rotten Tomatoes. And again, I made a tweet about this earlier and I was like, it's just weird to me between this and Mission Impossible or whatever. And I hope that it's true. I really do. But it just seems to me like every time people get early screenings for things these days, it's like they used to have more discernment. There used to be more critique, or at least, I don't know, subjectiveness in the way that people who saw early reviews would tweet early reactions and stuff like that. And it feels like every movie that comes out nowadays is like, wow, best movie of the decade. I came 7 times and rubbed it in my popcorn to make it sweet. Oh, God, why would I even say that? It's all such hyperbole. I don't know if it's people trying to get their name on the posters, or maybe they just, got some cool shit, had a great time. But yeah, so it's hard to believe these things. But with the early reviews for Final Destination, astoundingly good, 93% fresh. For a Final fucking Destination movie with Bloodlines in the title. That's the 6th movie in the goddamn franchise. A 93% fresh. However, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. Rotten Tomatoes is fucking broken. This system makes no fucking sense, because a 93% makes you think, man, that's an almost perfect film. Nah, not really. 90% of those reviews could have been like 5.5 out of 10 or whatever. Like, it's barely above average. But the way that stupid meter works skews everyone's mind. I'm not complaining. I hope the movie's fucking great. And all the praise that's going on around it is like highest rated movie in the franchise, which would lead you to assume, oh, it's the best movie in the franchise. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I can't wait to see it. I'm pumped about it. But that's all misleading. It's all so misleading because, like, back when Final Destination movies came out 14 years ago and beyond, critics shit all over them at every fucking turn. People are excited to have it back. We live in a different world. Rotten Tomatoes went out and hired just about anybody to be on their site during a time in the country. And, it's just different now. I'm not saying they're wrong, and I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's different now. So let me put it this way. I feel like the people who reviewed Final Destination 2, and whatnot back then were in charge of the Rotten Tomatoes score today, it would be a lot lower. This is just a different landscape. Better, worse? I don't know. You decide. I'm just saying what it is. Anyways, the reactions say things like, the The consensus says, adding some surprising emotional layers onto the ghoulish bones of the Final Destination's mythology, Bloodlines ingeniously executes grisly set pieces with precision and turns impending doom into outrageous fun. Jack Martin says that it revives the supernatural slasher franchise with some of the nastiest and meanest gore it has yet offered, and the grim ridiculousness of it all offers morbid fun with a touch of twisted heart. That sounds good to me. I like that. Let's go positive, negative, positive, negative. Lindsay Travis says its strength is being a lot like the original, and its weakness is in not evolving at all from it. I'm okay with everything there, though, that you just said. It's been a long time since the original. I don't mind another one. Andrew Salazar from Discussing Film says, plenty of fans will be undeniably happy Final Destination is back after so long, but should that nostalgia-driven hunger come at the cost of a lackluster movie? At the end of the day, this is the same Final Destination movie you've seen before. Andrew's holding on to the past. I do agree, though, that like as excited as we are, if this is all based on nostalgia, I still would like a movie I can rewatch and be like, that was actually good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Tessa says, one of the franchise's best, Bloodlines expands the lore while delivering unique and entertaining deaths. It also serves as a perfect and emotional farewell to Tony Todd. That's good. I hear Tony Todd has a good moment in the film, which I'm really excited about seeing for sure. And I'm hearing that they also changed the formula up, which will be very interesting and fresh to see for sure. Did my dog fart or just stand up on the hardwood? Didn't happen. Megan Navarro from Bloody Disgusting gave it a rotten rating, which again, it's a 2.5 out of 5. You know, most of these scores on here, it looks like are 7s out of 10s on the positive side. So it's a lot more in the middle than 93% would have you think. But Megan says, or again, I hope I'm saying your name right, says the highs of creative kills and Tony Todd's poignant final bow are offset by an underdeveloped story that struggles beyond its solid concept. While uneven, it does at least succeed in delivering some summer horror fun. So again, then that's something I'm worried about too. This new idea that they have. What if it doesn't actually, what if it's not very well written? What if it doesn't flow the right way? What if it leaves too many plot holes in it for you to really enjoy what's going on fully? I'm sure that we're going to have fun with Final Destination. I hope it's also a good revisitable film that we're not just watching with rose-colored glasses, but we shall see. I'm very excited to see it. I think it's going to rock shit, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tonight in the Superman stream, 6 p.m. Eastern. I love your fucking faces. I hope you all have a great day.